Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Skin Health Gut Wellness webinar. Our speakers today are experts in their respective fields, and they're here to share their knowledge with you. Please join me in welcoming Rodrigo Raphael, CEO at Biogenetics Food Sensitivity Laboratory, and Tiffany Buckaloo, Training Executive at ZO Skin Health. Tiffany, can you tell me why skin health is so important?
Yes. Well, first of all, good morning, Crystal. Thank you so much for having me. We talk a lot about skin health at ZO. It's in the name of our company, ZO Skin Health, as we want to focus on the overall health and wellness of the skin. And in order to do that, we have to understand that skin is the largest organ of the body. So everything that's coming from internal is going to excrete out through the skin. So in order to keep our exterior or our armor healthy, we have to start with the basics. We talk about getting skin ready, which is the first essential step to achieving that skin health. It'll entail a simple system of cleanse, exfoliate, and tone. And what that's going to do is it's going to help turn everything on in the skin that we find so important, like collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, as well as those cell communications, nutrient exchange, and just keeping overall all of those conditions away from the topical, like acne, pigmentation, rosacea, inflammation. An inflammatory response is very common in most Americans. Most Americans classify 85% of them as their skin is sensitive, which means that there's some sort of inflammatory response happening. So we want to look at the skin from an overall perspective, but we also want to talk about internal health, which is what Rodrigo is going to do for us today. Aside from our getting skin ready, we have a plethora of options for customization to any specific concern that your skin may be having. But most of our products are all infused with anti-inflammatory agents as well as antioxidants, which we know help to just fight off any disease that's happening. We also focus on ridding the skin of disease. That could be anything from acne, rosacea, cancer. We want to get rid of all of the things that could potentially hinder the body as well as the skin. So ZO takes a very holistic approach to maintaining that skin health and really just building a strong foundation for your suit of armor. So that's what I have today. Going into a little further detail into the internal system workings, I'm going to pass it off to Rodrigo, and he's going to talk to you about amazing options to keep that body healthy.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Good morning to both of you. Really appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule. I think it's important for a lot of people out there to realize that the skin is almost a mirror of our internal health and what's going on inside. So I like to think of it as a direct reflection of what's going on in our internal health. And one of the things that if we pay attention, the skin will give us some clues as to what's going on inside. And if we pay attention, we can look for some of those markers. They could be anything from a rash to redness, some simple discoloration, broken capillaries, acne for a lot of people, dermatitis. When you have a skin condition, it's usually a clue that something is going on inside as well. So it's really important to address this skin topically with a really good product line like the ZO Skin Health line. But it's also important to do the double-pronged approach, how I like to call it, and also address what's going on inside as well. So when we pay attention to those markers and we start, kind of tying the dots between maybe our internal health and the skin, the body has an amazing ability to heal itself when you give it the right conditions. So one of the things that we do here at Biogenetics is a food sensitivity test where we can pinpoint exactly which foods might be causing inflammation for you. And it's different than an allergy test because the reactions that we look at are more chronic type of reactions where they can have a delayed inflammatory response. So you might get a skin rash or, some kind of skin condition. And, for a lot of people, you don't even really tie it into your gut or what you're eating. But if you do try to do that, it can be misleading because you might think it's something you ate that day or the day before, where it could have been something you ate 3-4 days prior. So they're delayed reactions that we look at, and the test identifies exactly which foods you should take a closer look at that you may have a reactivity to. And those reactions, what we're looking at is a very specific immune reaction. And that immune reaction can lead to inflammation. So if certain foods, you might be eating healthy, and it could be some of those healthy foods where, they provide really good nutrients, but we're looking at it from an inflammatory and immune system point of view, where if those foods are triggering an inflammatory response, well, it's only a matter of time before that inflammation reaches the skin. That's where we talk about the skin being a mirror of what's going on inside. And when it reaches the skin, you're going to notice it as some kind of skin issue or condition. I suffered with seborrheic dermatitis on my face, and I went to a dermatologist and they gave me a steroidal cream. And, once I spoke with a functional and integrative medicine doctor and said, you might want to take a look at the root cause of it, because the dermatologist told me it was here to stay. I wasn't going to be able to get rid of it. And I did a food sensitivity test. I addressed my gut, followed the results strictly. I mean, within the first week, I noticed a big difference. 4 months after, it was completely gone. It's never come back. So addressing the gut is really important. If you're suffering from any kind of skin issues, it's important to realize that it is a reflection of what's going on inside. And it makes a lot of sense to take a look at what are we putting inside our bodies. Out of the outside world, it's foods that we come into contact with the most as far as putting it in our body. So it's important to address the skin both topically as well as addressing our gut health, because it does affect our skin. The skin and the gut work in unison, and they work in unison together. So some of the examples I like to tell people is, think about like a traditional allergy, where if you have a real allergy, like a traditional, type 1, what we call a type 1 allergy, you could eat something and have a hive or a rash come up on your face or somewhere on your body. Well, that's a really severe inflammatory response happening immediately, but it does manifest in the skin. So we know that there's that link, and it's really important to address the gut health. Doing something like a food sensitivity test, doing the Zeo Skin Care skin health line at New Leaf Wellness in Omaha, I think is a great option for people to really get to the root of the problem and be able to have that go away altogether.
Yeah, that's such great information, guys. I really appreciate you guys giving all this useful information on how the gut does respond to your skin. We offer the skin health line at New Leaf Wellness. We offer it at all of our locations. And we also offer the food sensitivity test that Rodrigo is talking about. It's a great tool to have to really get that gut health in order and really, take care of your skin health as well. They really tie together. I really appreciate all the information you guys have given our audience today, and I thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.